Hello. In today's video, we shall learn about human circulatory system. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding about structure and function of blood, external and internal structure of human heart, pulmonary and systemic circulation, and finally about the lymphatic system. Let's study with the introduction to closed circulatory system. The study of blood circulation and blood or lymph vessels is called angiology. William Harvey is regarded as the father of angiology. William Harvey in 1628 discovered the function of heart and circulation of blood through the vessels, which is known as closed circulatory system. Components of blood vascular system are blood, heart, and blood vessels, which may be artery, vein, or capillary. Let's learn about the composition of blood. Study of blood is called hematology. Blood is a fluid connective tissue and has its origin from embryonic mesoderm. It is bright red in color, slightly alkaline, pH 7.3 to 7.5 and salty. An adult man has about 5 to 6 liters of blood, which is about 8% of the total body weight. Next, we shall look into the functions of blood. Blood helps in transport of nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, uric acid. It also helps in transport of respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. RBCs transport oxygen from lungs to tissues and carbon dioxide from tissues to lungs. Blood helps in the transport of hormones and nutrients like glucose, amino acids, etc. Blood helps in the transport of water and intermediate metabolites like lactic acid. Antibodies present in blood neutralize toxins. Leukocytes destroy disease-causing microorganisms. Next is structure of blood. Blood is formed of two parts, plasma and blood corpuscles. Plasma forms 55% of the blood volume. Plasma contains 90% water, 7% plasma protein, and 3% other substances. Water maintains blood volume and helps in transport. Plasma proteins maintain blood osmotic pressure and pH. Different plasma proteins are albumin, globulin, fibrinogen, and prothrombin. Blood corpuscles are found freely floating in the plasma and forms 45% of blood. They are of three types. RBC, 96% of total blood. It is biconcave in shape to increase surface area for oxygen transfer. WBC, 3% of total blood, amoeboid in shape, It fights against pathogens. Platelets or thrombocytes, 1% of total blood, help in blood clotting. Blood platelets are smallest sized blood corpuscles and are rounded or oval disc-like bodies. They are formed in the red bone marrow and are colorless like leukocytes. They help in the process of blood clotting. Thrombocytes aggregate at the site of injury, release thromboplastin, which help in clotting of blood. WBC or leukocytes are of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes show granular cytoplasm and lobed nucleus. They are of three types, neutrophils, basophils and eosinophils. Agranulocytes do not have granules in the cytoplasm and nucleus is not lobed. They are of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. From the diagram, we can classify them as neutrophils showing multi-lobed nucleus. It acts as phagocytes and engulfs microorganisms. Neutrophils are also known as soldiers of the body. Basophils have twisted nucleus. They release heparin, an anticoagulant, and histamine involved in inflammatory and allergic reactions. Eosinophils have bilobed nucleus. They combat effect of histamine in allergic conditions. Lymphocytes show large round nucleus. They produce antibodies and are responsible for immune response of the body. Monocytes have large kidney-shaped nucleus. They differentiate into macrophages to engulf microorganisms and to remove cell debris. By the way, if you are getting some value out of this video, please like and share the video so that all of us can learn, unlearn and relearn together. Also, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of the upcoming videos. Next, we shall learn about human heart. Heart is the pumping organ of the blood vascular system. Human heart is mesodermal in origin. It is situated in the middle of the thoracic cavity in a space called mediastinum between the two lungs. The heart is enclosed in double-layered peritoneum called pericardium. Pericardium consists of the outer layer of fibrous connective tissue called fibrous pericardium. The inner layer, known as serous pericardium, is made up of outer parietal layer and inner visceral layer. In between these two layers is present a pericardial space filled with pericardial fluid. It protects heart from shock and mechanical injury. It provides lubrication and avoids friction. Let's look into the structure of heart. See the diagram carefully. Human heart consists of four chambers: two small upper receiving chambers called atria and two large lower distributing chambers called ventricles. Externally, a transverse groove is present between the atria and the ventricle called atrioventricular groove or coronary sulcus. The different blood vessels that enter or leave the heart are superior vena cava, which brings deoxygenated blood from head and upper region of the body and opens into right atrium. Inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from lower region of body and opens into right atrium. Pulmonary veins bring oxygenated blood from lungs to the left atrium. Aorta carries blood and arises from the left ventricle. It carries oxygenated blood to different parts of the body. Coronary arteries and coronary veins are present on the wall of the heart. Next, we shall look into the internal structure of heart. The heart is four-chambered with two atria and two ventricles. The atria are separated by interatrial septum. The opening of inferior vena cava is guarded by eustachian valve, while the opening of coronary sinus is guarded by Thebesian valve. Each atrium opens into the ventricle through atrioventricular aperture guarded by valves. The right atrioventricular opening is guarded by three flaps called tricuspid valve. The left atrioventricular opening is guarded by two flaps called bicuspid valve or mitral valve. These valves are attached to papillary muscles of ventricles by chordae tendineae. The ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. Pulmonary aorta and systemic aorta have semilunar valves. Let's revise with the help of the diagram. You can clearly see the upper right and left atrium, the lower right and left ventricles, bicuspid valve, tricuspid valve, and aortic arch. Next, we shall learn about the pumping action of heart. The rhythmic contraction, that is systole, and relaxation, that is diastole, of heart is called heartbeat. Human heart is myogenic and its contraction is initiated by modified cardiac muscles called sinoatrial node or SA node. It is also known as pacemaker. It lies in the wall of right atrium near the opening of superior vena cava. The wave of contraction generated by SA node is conducted by muscle fibers to both the atria, causing atrial systole. It lasts for 0.1 second. These impulses reach the atrioventricular node or AV node located in the wall of right atrium near the opening of coronary sinus. Bundle of His arises from AV node and forms right and left branches, giving rise to Purkinje fibers which penetrate into myocardium of ventricles. This brings about synchronous contraction of the ventricles or ventricular systole. It lasts for 0.3 seconds. SA node, AV node, bundle of His and Purkinje fibers collectively form the conducting system of the heart. During joint diastole, both atria and ventricles undergo relaxation. It lasts for 0.4 seconds. Time required for one cardiac cycle is 0.8 seconds. Let us see the diagram. You can clearly see the impulse traveling from SA node to AV node and finally through bundle of His to Purkinje fibers. Next, let us look into pulmonary and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation, the circulation of blood between heart and lungs. The flow of blood from right ventricle to left atrium through pulmonary artery, lungs and pulmonary vein is known as pulmonary circulation. Deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle is carried to the lungs for oxygenation through pulmonary artery. From the lungs, the oxygenated blood is brought back to the left atrium through pulmonary vein. Systemic circulation, the circulation of blood between heart and body organs except lungs, or the flow of blood from left ventricle to right atrium through aortic arch, body organs, inferior vena cava and superior vena cava is systemic circulation. Left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood into aortic arch, which supplies it to various parts of the body except lungs. Deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body is brought back to the right atrium of heart through superior and inferior vena cava. Thus, blood passes twice through the heart during one complete cycle. It is known as double circulation. Heart maintains double circulation to keep the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separate from each other. Let's understand cardiac output. During each heartbeat, ventricles pump about 70 ml of blood. It is known as stroke volume. The heart beats 72 times per minute. By multiplying stroke volume with heart rate, we get the cardiac output, that is 5040 ml. An adult human with average health has systolic and diastolic pressures as 120 mmHg and 80 mmHg. Finally, we come to the lymphatic system. It consists of lymph, lymphatic capillaries, lymphatic vessels, and lymph nodes. Lymph is a colorless vascular connective tissue. It is blood minus RBC, hemoglobin, platelets, and some plasma proteins. It is present in the lymph vessels and between the blood capillaries and the tissue, and also form tissue fluid which surrounds the body tissues. Lymph maintains balance of blood and tissue fluid. It also transports fats from the intestine to the venous blood. It destroys invading microorganisms in the lymph nodes. It transports excretory waste, carbon dioxide, etc. from the body cells to the blood. So, today we have learnt in detail about human circulatory system. I have some practice questions for you. Please share your answers in the comment section below. You can pause the video and write down the questions if you like. Thank you so much for your time and participation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Also, if you want to discuss any particular topic in biology, please mention that in the comments section below. I'll see you there. Goodbye. All the best.